A new rumored PlayStation hardware, The Last of Us Part 1 disaster continues, PlayStation Showcase Timeframe hinted, Final Fantasy XVI goes gold, all that and more in today's PlayStation news. Let's get to them. In a recent YouTube stream, very trusted leaker Tom Henderson discussed a bit more about upcoming rumored PlayStation hardware. He confirmed everything he said so far about the PS5 Slim with a detachable disk drive replacing the current PS5, and Sony aiming to launch 2.5 million units of the new one in September, with the old PS5 shipments being phased out to only 700,000 units. So far he's only seen prototypes testing the detachable disk drive, and it works well. Production is starting this month, so he thinks he should be able to see the final design by the end of the month, but his sources said it's similar to the original. On the PS5 Pro he can talk more about what he already said without risking his source, and despite the confusion about the PS5 Pro and PS6, he knows the codenames, specs and proposed release dates for both, so they are different machines. And he believes the PS5 Pro will aim at log 4K 60fps, maybe some 8K options. Finally, he said there's another piece of Sony hardware that will be released before the Pro that he's more likely to talk about soon. He promises not an April Fool's, but that there's more hardware from the company than what is reported on. It's unclear what this new hardware is, if it's an accessory or a new console, but with the popularity of the Steam Deck and other portable PCs, I would personally like a new PlayStation portable device, so fingers crossed. We'll have to wait and see when Tom Henderson reports on that again. And a reminder that these are rumors, so there's a chance they don't turn out true after all. The Last of Us Part 1 disaster continues, as besides the multitude of memes the game spawned, the PC version now has a 61 on Metacritic with 8 reviews, and a 1.7 user score with 332 ratings. In Steam it's 43.3% positive against 56.7% negative out of over 21,000 reviews according to Steam 250. Naughty Dog published another tweet acknowledging the game is not the studio's quality everyone expects, with their team working hard to resolve issues and a new patch scheduled to launch on Tuesday. They also asked players to ensure they are using the latest graphics card drivers, which I'm pretty sure they check regularly. The quote-unquote great news is the game has the 4th best opening for an SIE published PC game, with a Steam peak of over 36,000 players below God of War, Spider-Man Remastered and Horizon Zero Dawn. But of course it's a shame that it's plagued with issues, so it's not that great of news, even worse when considering it comes out after the TV series, which has brought many new fans. They already delayed the game by about a month, but if this was the state, why not delay it for a longer period and avoid all this? There's more on The Last of Us, but this time about Season 2 of the show. Deadline has reported the crew will be changing location from Alberta to Vancouver, which is a popular place for TV and film productions. That is likely to do with the rainy weather from the British Columbia area resembling Seattle, which is a huge location in Part 2. According to Pedro Pascal's previous comments, they could begin filming before the end of the year. With E3 dead and Summer Game Fest taking its place, we wait for Sony's rumored PlayStation Showcase, where they are expected to reveal Spider-Man 2 and maybe even the PS5 with a detachable disk drive. Insider Jeff Grubb has hinted that the showcase is taking place before the Summer Game Fest kickoff on June 8th, which could be a repeat of last year when we had the PlayStation State of Play on June 2nd and the Summer Game Fest kickoff on June 9th. A quick look at the calendar tells me to expect the PlayStation Showcase on Thursday, June 1st. If you end up seeing something about God of War Ragnarok 2, a sequel that will take place in Egypt, is not real but part of an April Fool's joke. It started on Resetera after a YouTube video allegedly found code content from Ragnarok with some dialogue lines that are just AI generated. While the series already explored Egypt in the God of War Fallen God comic, and it's something the studio could explore in the future, this is not it. Sony is developing more options to make games accessible for all players, and with that they are adding tags to the games on the PlayStation Store for you to discover, which include a specific accessibility feature. Opening a game's information panel will tell you what features it supports for either visual, audio, subtitles, controls, gameplay, and more. The new tags will roll out globally starting this week, and hopefully they allow for filtering options in the future. In Friday's video we talked about the BAFTA Game Awards winners, and if you still need to catch up, you can find the link to that here. As part of his acceptance speech after winning Best Leading Performer, Kratos voice actor Christopher Judge wants fans to end console wars, but let's hear it from the guy himself.
Thank you to the fans. Be easier on each other. You have more in common than what separates you. No matter what platform you love, no matter what game you love, You're still part of the gaming community. Then give each other a break.
The new DualSense Edge controller released in January is now compatible with iOS devices after the most recent update released on March 27. That includes iOS 16.4 on mobile, iPad, and TV, plus macOS Ventura 13.3, so if you do gaming in any of those, you can use your new expensive controller there, besides a PS5 and PC. You can follow the link in the description for more information on how to connect the device. Square Enix has announced that Final Fantasy XVI is now gold ahead of its release this June 22nd. The entire team, including Torgal, are hoping you look forward to the game's launch. Getting to this phase with still about 3 months to go is amazing news, and producer Naoki Yoshida promised there would be no delay, so he wasn't lying. Furthermore, we can probably expect a very polished game as the team has been doing that for a few months, and they are likely to spend the remaining time testing the full playable game and finding out any bugs they may have missed before the launch. Speaking of bugs, Capcom has warned Resident Evil 4 players that the game has a critical progress bug when you reach Chapter 12. After starting that chapter and a cutscene plays out, you will be given a key item and you must not attack until you make sure the notification for obtaining said item appears on the screen. You should also check in the inventory menu to see that you have it. If you don't, restart the save data for Chapter 12. They are working on fixing this and probably other issues on all platforms when they launch a new update alongside the Mercenaries DLC on Friday. Let's stick with Resident Evil 4 as actress Lily Gao, who voices Ada in the game and also performed as the character in the Welcome to Raccoon City movie, has been the target of harassment by fans who didn't like her performance in the game. This has resulted in Gao deleting her Instagram account after initially deactivating her profile. Needless to say, this is unacceptable behavior. You can disagree with her performance, but there's no need to take it personal. From what I've played so far, I've mentioned in my streams that the Merchant, and I could add Ada to that, are not reaching the same heights as previous character performances, but that's it and it doesn't ruin the game for me at all. Resident Evil 4 is also being review bombed on Metacritic on all platforms, some with legit issues or disagreements with the game's direction, while others are just looking to damage the game's score. Japanese publisher KOEI Tecmo is interested in knowing which games you want on services such as PlayStation Plus and Game Pass. They asked the question in a survey meant to work as feedback from Wolong Fallen Dynasty. It doesn't mean they will launch more games on PS Plus Extra or Premium soon, but they are at least considering it. It's been more than 2 years since the disaster known as Cyberpunk 2077 for CD Projekt Red, and the game has now become a testament to the great job the developer has done to turn things around, at least with the current gen versions. According to the company's latest financials, Cyberpunk 2077 revenue saw an 18% increase year over year in 2022, and 94% of the units sold were digital. Most games sell big at release with declines over time, but between patching the game, the new gen versions, the Netflix anime series, and the upcoming DLC, they are driving eyes to the product. Another project mentioned in CD Projekt's recent financials was the Witcher multiplayer game known as Project Sirius. The game is not cancelled, but they are back at the drawing board with development still being insourced and handled by the Molasses Flood, a separate CD Projekt studio. They were not happy with the game's direction, so they decided to cut costs early. Marvel's Avengers is on live support right now after Crystal Dynamics released the last main update for the game on Friday. With that, most costumes on the in-game store are free to claim. However, if you are interested in the game in any way, you need to get it before it's delisted from the PlayStation Store, or this can increase in price due to becoming a limited item. The game will receive support for any box until September 30, and it will be playable after that until servers shut down, but no date has been provided for that. In the corner for new game announcements, we have SNK bringing back the King of Fighters 13 for PS4, revealed during the EVO Japan Championship. The PS3 game is being revived with rollback netcode and improved online functionality, and open beta will launch in early summer. Studio Wildcard announced that a PS5 version of Ark Survival Evolved will be launching in August to transition the PS4 version, which will be shut down. The new version, Ark Survival Ascended, will offer improved gameplay, UI, dynamic weather, interactive foliage, and cross-platform multiplayer running on Unreal Engine 5. It's priced at $40, but there's no upgrade path from PS4 to PS5, and the same goes for every DLC being offered at $20. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. What are your thoughts on them? Share them in the comments below, let me know your feedback by liking or disliking this video, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype.